This has been going around the rounds. California passed a law that is prohibiting ICE from wearing masks. They want to be able to dox the ICE agents to put fear into them so that they won't do the deportations and the arrests. Now, I have seen a lot of news outlets, including right-wing outlets and conservative commentators, that have been talking about this as if, oh boy, this California's trying to make a statement, then blah blah, and treating it as if this law was going to ever be anything other than complete white noise. California does not have legal authority ever to tell the federal government how to do policing. They don't have the authority to tell ICE to wear masks. They can't tell ICE not to arrest people. It's called federal supremacy. But a lot of people were taking this seriously, like, whoa, California could really cause a problem for Donald Trump. No. And guess what? The Department of Homeland Security is saying, nope, ICE will not comply with California's stupid ban on agents wearing masks. This is by The Hill, a left-wing news outlet. The Department of Homeland Security, they write, said Monday that it would not follow California's new law banning its agents from covering their faces during enforcement operations. They said, to be clear, we will not comply with California Governor Gavin Newsom's unconstitutional mask ban on X on Monday. The DHS suggested the masks provided protection for U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents, which it does from the radical lunatic lefts, which we just talked about how there's been a massive explosion in violence from the left. So, yeah, they got a mask up. And in fact, the DHS said in a statement that at the time, the law enforcement the ICE law enforcement faces a 1,000% increase in assaults, and their family members were being doxxed and targeted. And they noted that the sitting governor of California signed an unconstitutional legislation that strips law enforcement of protections in a disgusting, diabolical fundraising and PR stunt. Because make no mistake, if California were to actually try to enforce this ridiculous, stupid law, it would immediately get thrown out. He's doing this because there's a lot of low information people that on the left that don't understand the Constitution. They don't understand anything. And they go, oh, Governor Gavin Newsom's fighting against terrorism. I don't know why that's the accent I chose, but there you go. Now Newsom, gruesome Newsom of California, a possible 2028 presidential contender, signed a first of its kind bill on Saturday banning ICE agents from wearing masks while operating in the state. By the way, complete side note here about The Hill. The idea that we're even talking about 2028 is ridiculous and absurd because this is years away. I don't even know if Newsom's going to be running. He may not even be a competitor. His state sucks. Their economy sucks. They have a massive homeless problem. Crime is out of control because they, for a while there, although they are now repealing it, they were allowing all theft under up to $1,000, so $999.99 would only ever be classified as a misdemeanor. So the cops wouldn't even arrest you. This is the state that has been giving illegal aliens driver's licenses and identification cards, which is why, by the way, we have real ID now in this country, because states like California and New York were giving legal driver's licenses to non-citizens as a way to protect them from ICE. And of course, that was a problem. You can't have illegal aliens flying around on planes in your country when you don't know who the hell they are. Thank you, California. Thank you, New York. My personal opinion here, I don't even know if we're going to see Gavin Newsom even make a play to become president in 2028. It might look that way now, but you've got 3.5 years to go. Anything can happen. And I think he's overplaying his hand right now. He's coming across as annoying and weird. And yeah, no. And Black88 says, I think I kind of want to see California try to enforce that law. Man, if they tried, can you imagine? I mean, what cop is going to be stupid enough to try to get in there and say, you have to take this mask off? I could see politicians saying, we are going to enforce the law, but actual police officers trying to do something about it. I think you're more likely going to see citizens in California try to come up to ICE agents and say, you're ordered to take this off. I would wager that that's a more likely reality than the other way around. Now, let's see. Gavin Newsom had said that ICE agents would no longer be hidden from accountability, again, talking out of his ass because the state has no power over the federal government, and arguing that his mask law would prevent, that masks would prevent transparency for citizens and hinder, quote, oversight. And he said, that's Trump's America. That's not the America we've grown up in. And so we're pushing back. And he made those remarks at a local high school. Why that matters, who knows? But the Hill decided to include that. Now, the Trump administration, they sum up their article, their crackdown on illegal immigration has hit California especially hard, where 27% of the residents are born outside of the country. Holy moly. Because you have nearly 40 million people. That means you're talking about 10 million people, more than 10 million people in California are not Americans. That's a alarming statistic. Holy crap, I didn't know it was that bad. I mean, I knew it was bad, but geez. Now, the DHS has said 5,000 immigrants living in the U.S. illegally were arrested in Los Angeles from June to August. And Newsom's office did not respond to an immediate request for comment. And by the way, there's been over 1.5 million illegal aliens that have now self-deported since Trump got into power. And I'm pretty certain a pretty large chunk of them were also in California, because during those raids, people were packing up. And I've driven through LA since the ICE sweeps. And let me tell you, traffic is noticeably lighter in California right now. So who knows? But yeah, there you go. So that's this little news article, this little gem that I wanted to get into, because, oh my God, it was such a stupid story, and so many news networks, including the 5 on Fox, was talking about it as if this was going to be a fight. It's not. There's no way that the state can enforce this, and they know it. It's just a political ruse, and I think it's disingenuous for conservative commentators and right-wing news outlets to try and treat this as if it's anything other than complete garbage. The law will immediately get thrown out if they ever try to enforce it. So, yeah.